Welcome to our Psachim shiur. We are getting ready for Pesach Be'ezrat Hashem through learning the prevalent sugyas. Today we're going to finish off the subject of why we need both bedika and bitul, biur, to physically get rid of chometz, as well as to say that we declare the chometz null, and we're basically mafkir k'afodara. Well, we need both. Even if you didn't listen to yesterday's shiur, you can still catch on today. Absolutely. And welcome to everybody who came now. And basically, we're also going to go through the Gemara, which is not something to Pesach itself, but it's today's Amud to do with the definition of the word or, which eventually will have to do with the time of the Bdika as well. So let's go. Let's first of all, as always, the shiur is dedicated to Nishmas my father Menachem ben Akiva, and Bas Shalom so Bas Moshe Aviva Bas Moshe, to the Hatzal of all the hostages. Alon ben Idit B'Serch Shar, the hostages. Now let's go. So we saw in the Mishnah the words Ol Arbasar Boidkin as a Chometz Lo Oner. One has to check Chometz by the night or light of the 14th, which really means the night of the 14th. Yeah, one night before the eve of the 14th of Nisan. That's when you have to do the Bdika Lo Oner. And Rashi said, why do you have to do the Bdika? Says Rashi, Shelo Yavo Lo B'Bali Ro Bali Motze. If you don't do the Bdika, you'll be over Bali Ro Bali Motze, right? Tosfos claims otherwise. He says it's not true. You'll never be over Bali Ro Bali Motze, because anyhow, we know you're going to do the Bitul, and Bitul is something you have to do. If I'm mevatel all the chometz in my house, I will not be over Bali Ro Bali Motze. Even if the chometz is physically there, at the end of the day, it's not owned by me, and therefore I'm not over Bali Ro Bali Motze. So therefore, Tosfos wants to say, no, the reason why you have to do Bdika and Biur is not in order to avoid Bali Ro Bali Motze. It's because you may come to eat from the chometz. In other words, the chometz may not be yours, for sure won't be yours. You are 100% safe with bitul, according to Tosfos. Yes, mitzad Bali Ro Bali Motze, you are. Bali Ro Bali Motze is covered by bitul. You mevatel, it's not yours, nothing. So why do you have to do the bdika and biur? You may technically come to eat it. Yeah, chas v'sholom. If you eat it, who cares? It's not yours. And I like to eat chometz and Pesach, whether it belongs to you, to Tim McKenzie, to Abdul Rahman. Nothing to do with anything, right? And therefore, the bedika, according to Tosfos, is to avoid what? To avoid coming to eat it. According to Rashi, it's to avoid balei motza. What shot in Rashi? So we mentioned the Bartanura yesterday. The Bartanura says because Hagufa. What do you mean you're going to be mevatel? Who says bitul is still foolproof? Maybe you'll be mevatel, but as we said in Daf Vav, which we foresaw Daf Vav, you may come and look at this beautiful gluska efifia. Yeah, you're going to find a very nice piece of cake, and you'll have some, battle with the Yetzer Hara for a few seconds, whether to keep it or not. So what was the solution? The solution was bitul. Bitul is not such a safe solution because maybe you'll annul that bitul. I saw the Batunur today, this evening, just to make sure that's exactly what it says. You'll cancel the cancellation. You'll be mevatel the bitul. You'll be choizer b'cho. You'll revoke the bitul maybe to some level. That's a question if it's possible or not. Maybe Tosfos wasn't concerned about it, but Ogufa, maybe that's machloikis. Rashi says, according to the Bartanura, was helping Rashi. No, you may come to annul the bitul, and therefore you will be over at the end of the day. You won't eat it, but you'll have this Yetzer Hara. I was mevatel. I really actually want to keep it. Who cares about this stupid religious thing? I really want to have it. Yeah.
But Tosfos once in his bittul, it can't.
I guess according to Tosfos, yeah, in machshava mevatel machshava. Right, probably, which is possibly. So before that, let's have a quick look at the Ran, and then the Mishnah Berurah. The Ran is at the end of the Masechta. I don't know if you have it in your. I'm not going to see the entire Ran, just the how the Ran is attempting to answer Rashi. Yeah, and then we'll see the Mishnah Berurah that summarizes the whole thing. And Mishnah Berurah, is the final address for everything. Ve'esh Shloimar, he's coming to he is the Ran quotes Tosfos' question and then gives the answer to support Rashi. I don't know if he's siding with Rashi, but explaining Rashi. Midoraisa bechad minayu sagi. Yeah, midoraisa either kloimer oy bebdika oy bebitul. Choose your path. Midoraisa, it has to be out of your. It has to be not your chometz. How do you get rid of it? Either burn it, so it's not yours, or keep it. Just decide it's not yours, right? Either or. Choose your path. The bdika l'chud anami mehanya. Bdika alone should be okay as well. Kedamin an aloba Gemara, as we know, the Gemara says le'or anel minalan, pashita anel mikroy. We bdika and biur, even bdika itself before the biur, are all midoraisa because the source that we have to use ner and not avuka and not this and that candle, we learn it from psukim. Last time I checked, psukim are from the Torah. Alma de bdika nami midoraisa hi. V'chol shabodak min haTorah ein tzorich levatel. Once you did the bdika midoras, you don't have to be mevatel. That's what I told you yesterday. Hilkach, therefore, Shapir Kalmemar. Therefore, Rashi is not wrong, even before the Bartanura. That's another answer. The Bedika Osi Kadesh Lo Yavor Olav B'Bali Roy. In other words, I was happy to see the Ran, because what's the Ran saying? My name is whoever. Now, what am I doing right now when I'm doing the Bedika? Before I'm doing the Bedika, my house is Chometz here, Chometz there. If my house is going to stay like that when Pesach comes, will be over the Oraisa? Yes. Yes. Right now, I'm passing the hurdle from the Oraisa to not the Oraisa, right? It's true, right? There will be Bitul, there will be. And also Mashiach will come tomorrow, and also is going to eat, I don't know, a lot of things will happen tomorrow. That's not relevant right now. Right now, he's facing a matzah of the Balar Balamatzah. He's not coming to deal with mikvois or kilaim. He's coming to the Balar Balamatzah. Yeah, Shema shetzrichu chachomim bitul achar bdika and al midivrein. There will be a second stage with the Rabbanon. But right now, he's passing the hurdle from complete Yisodoraisa to what? To the Rabbanon. Tomorrow, he'll do the second, when he'll be Mevatel, he'll take the second safety mechanism, and they'll be over, then he'll deal with even the Rabbanon. That's very nice. So that's another way to answer Rashi. Okay? Now let's look at the Mishnah Berurah. And the Mishnah Berurah, Taf Lamed. Oh, good. Okay, good people, good Talmidim. You brought the Mishnah Berurah. We have it here on screen. And the Mishnah Berurah, famous Mishnah Berurah, Taf Lamed Aleph. In Taf Lamed Aleph, Aleph, Sifkoton Beis. In other words, Taf Lamed Aleph in the Mishnah Berurah. We're not even looking in the Shulchan Aruch. I'm sorry, I'm taking shortcuts here. But right now, we're not looking at the Halacha. We're looking at the Mishnah Berurah. We say Betchilas Leil Yudalid Boidkin, right? You have to do the Bedika. Okay, says the Mishnah Berurah Sif Koton Beis. Have it? Taf Lamed Aleph Sif Koton Beis. Boidkin. V'gam tzorich levatel azes lechometz. Besides the Bedika, you have to do Bitul. K'lagamon Siman Taf Lamed Aleph Sif Beis. Umin HaToiro. Be'echad be'en tzagi. Mamash like the Ran. One of them is enough. L'kshemevatlo b'livu mafkiroi. Shuv eina shaloi ve'eino overolov. Once you mafkir, Bitul, Hefker, it's not yours. You're not over. That's not my suitcase, as I say, not my pekale. What do you want from me? The kolshiken sheboit kimcha Pesach v'varmin oilam, right? In other words, and if you do bdika, of course it's not a problem because I mamish, search high and low. I don't have chometz, so either one is good. So why do chachomim require both, right? Ela shechazal ichmiru, yeah. Taf lamed aleph, tivkot and beis. Not managing with yeah. Okay, taf lamed aleph. 1 second, excuse me. Beis. Yeah, Minotaur, here. That's it. Yeah, there, the black, sorry, apologies. Yeah, continues Mishnah Berurah. Why do you need both Bdika and Bitul? If it's Shechoshishu, they're concerned. By the way, this is what the Ran says later, I'm almost sure. It depends on people's minds. A person has a lot. The guy owns a factory. Osem. He owns, I don't know, a good few bottles of whiskey, each one $1,000. He won't be very happy to be mafkir. He declares verbally, it's nothing, it's chometz, gornish with gornish, it's like the dust of the earth. This fine whiskey is really like the dust of the earth. Some cynics would not agree. When we call Mokum Liba Loikin Yachshov, in the depth of his heart, subconsciously, he won't really think it's nothing. He'll do Bali. Oh, that is not exactly like the Bartanura. That's a third one. In other words, this one is another way, beautiful. It's another way to explain Rashi, right? Which means, why is Rashi saying Bali Roy, Bali Motze? Besides the answer of the Ran, we can say another answer. We know that you'll do the Bitul. Bitul is not foolproof. Yeah, we know even if you go with tomorrow, I'm going to do bittul. So why is there any problem Bali Roy? There is a problem Bali Roy because if your bittul is not believed sholem, it's in your house physically, and you said yeah bittul anfladara and those beautiful bottles of whiskey, and the guy has sacks of I don't know cookies and he deals with it, business or stam, he has a lot of chometz, right? We're not relying on the bittul alone to be 100% foolproof to be a good, defender against Ba'al Matzah. Therefore, to play it safe, we say you have to check and burn. That works very well with Rashi, because Rashi says, why do we do bdika? Because of Ba'al Matzah. Either will be bitul, says Rashi. I'm not so hot on bitul. Of course, you have to do it, right? The oid. Here comes Toisfes. You see how Mishnah Berurah makes peace between everybody? Shema mitoch shel by kol hashana, as Tosfos said, the entire year you eat these cakes, these cookies, this whiskey, kosher madrin and madrin. It's badat plus Rav Reuben plus Rav Landa plus Sheretz Yisrael and machpud. Yeah, right. So it's very kosher, and you used to eat it the whole year round. Im yeh bebeisel shusoi gazrin and shishkach ve'avalechon. He may come to really what? Come and eat it, chas v'sholem, says Tosfos. Right? ולכן תקנו חז"ל שאף על פי שמבטל לא יישגי. Even though you mevatel, it's not enough. אלא צריך לבדוק לברו מן האוילום. Very nice. In other words, you have to do the bdika because the bittul is not enough, not even if. Tosis believes that the bittul is good. Tosis is a big believer in bittul. Yes. In order to fight Baal Balamotza, bittul is foolproof. But bittul doesn't stop you from what? From taking a bite from the nice cake. The guy wakes up in the middle of the night, take a bite from the cake, chas v'sholem. Regardless to who owns it, it's a problem. So Mishnah Berurah is very nicely combining Rashi and Tosfos, right? That's the reason why you need bdika. Now, the obvious question is, wait a second, maybe then bdika should be enough. Why isn't bitul do bdika? Search it like like I'm a shigana and burn everything, all the chometz. Why do you need bitul? That's before in the Gemara. That's the Gemara daf vav amud beis. Yeah, you did bdika. I did bdika so well, you have no idea. Yeah, I work like a yeke. So why do I still need to do the bitul? Because mokom toch levatel. Gam ken says Mishnah Berurah, as the Gemara says in daf vav, shem leivdok yofe. V'im tzachomets bepesach v'yaver olov. As much as you think you did it very well, maybe you did not. There are circumstances. Chometz, the mitzvah of bir chometz was given to all Yidden all over the world, all in every situation. The guy's moving house, his wife gave birth to a triplet. I don't know, maybe he didn't check it so well, right? And therefore, what's going to happen? He's going to find a nice piece of chometz. I mean, the most mouth-watering gluska yefeifia, and you'll have those moments of charoto, right? That goes even before Hashem Tosfos. In other words, that would be, let's say there was no bitul. Yeah, you'll find it, it'll be his. It'll be over in it. And it's there. It's there. Yeah, it's not misbattle. That's why I did bitul. I wasn't bitul good enough, because bitul has two chesroinus. You may come to eat it, or maybe the bitul alone is not strong enough to also have bidika. Now we have encapsulated beautifully, I think the Mishabur is beautiful, yeah? And that is what? Why I need both bidika and bitul. Beseder? Very nice. Now let's continue into Bezos Hashem, Nasim and Tzliach. Let's go into the Gemara. As I told you, slash warned you, this Gemara is not directly to do with Pesach, but we will continue this and Omud Beis. We will skip one daf later because it's really nothing to do with Pesach, and we'll do the pieces, the dafim that are relevant to Pesach. Frek the Gemara, my or, what does or mean? The light of the 14th, you have to do bdika. Literally, what does or mean when you say o? Erev, boker, what's o? Rav Huna Omar Nagi, the Rav Yuda Omar Leili. Rav Huna says Nagi, daytime. Noga is o, light. When it's light, when is that? In the morning. Rav Yuda Omar Leili. Rav Yuda says it means the night. Okay. O means what? Nagi means light, day. And Rav Yuda says night, right? Rav Yuda said means nighttime. Nighttime makes sense. Why would I call, excuse me, nighttime, no. No, 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 no. We said, Madam Lady Mamesh. No, sorry, I made a mistake here. Man Omar Nagi, Nagi Mamish. Nagi means evening. 1 second. I'm sorry for the short slip over here, for the bit of a slip in the system we had. We went weiter in the sugya, but now for everybody else, we're going back to the beginning. Says the Gemara, my O. What does the Mishnah mean when it says O? According to the Havamina, we really have a question. When is it that you do the B'dikas Chometz? Ravuna Omar Nagi. Nagi means what? Light. When is light? By day. Yeah? So according to this point, at this point of time, we think Rav Huna believes Nagi means you have to do the Bdika by day. Yes, 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 not like we do. The Rav Yehuda Amar lately, Rav Yehuda says that all means night. The word light really means night, for a reason we'll see later. Yeah? Kasalka daitach. At this moment, says the Gemara, we think, erroneously, the man the Omar Nagi Nagi Mamish, the one who called all day, he really means you have to check it by day. Yeah? Yes. That's what we think now. You do the bdika by day. I know it's not true, but that's what the Gemara thinks right now. Madam Leili, Leili Mamish. Both Rashi and Tosas both say the one who says Laila means Laila. Of course, he means Laila means that's not a Havamina. That's true. That stays that way. The one who says night for sure stays that way. Night means night, and he calls or the night. Okay. The Havamina was that according to Ravuna, it says day. We really think that you have to do the bdika by day. Okay. Are you good? You happy? Fine. Meisivi. What do you mean Shira Shachar? Very, very nice. I hear. That's a very good point. Nachon, you're right. Nice. Good. Nagi, according to Rashi, means the early right, the early part of the day. I saw the Meforshim Akiva that say Nagi Dafka means that he knew you're supposed to do the Bdika at night, meaning in the evening. He thought it means late afternoon. Nagi means when it's still light. Yeah? So the candle is functional, but it's either early morning or late when the light is a bit dim. Very good, but it does mean daylight. Now the Gemara is going to have all back and forth regarding that with questions and answer. Meisivi. Now let's ask from a posuk in the Torah on one of those opinions. Habokir or vanoshim shulchu. Yeah, habokir or, the morning which is called or, came, and the people were sent. We're talking about Yosef's brothers. They had the Gavia that not unfortunately, was of course it meant to be. Yosef Tzaddik put it in with Binyamin, and the people were sent away from Mitzrayim back to Yaakov Avinu to give him food. When did that happen? Boker or. In the Havamina, the Gemara understands as follows: Alma, that is to say, or Yemamahu. The Gemara understands Boker equals or. The Boker, which is called or, that's when they went home. What do you learn from there? You see that Boker is called or. So you see that O, Ravuna is right. O means Nagi. O means daytime. It doesn't mean nighttime like Rav Yehuda. So that's a challenge in Rav Yehuda. And says the Gemara, no, 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 no. Miksiv ha'or boker. Does it say or equals boker? Are we talking about, like a formula, X equals Y? Are we talking about the noun or boker? No. Haboker or ksiv. What does it mean? Or it means a verb, not a noun. Boker or means to say the boker he'ir. The boker, the day broke. Yeah, the sun was shining. Yeah, as leha'ir, to light. The day illuminated. The day broke into day. That's what they mean. There was a bit of light already in the morning, and then they went from Mitzrayim back to the houses. Kiman Omar, as people say, Safra Nahar, the morning lit up, so to speak. In English, we would say the day broke. Yeah, the sun started shining. It's a verb, but still the word or means still mean night. Yeah, the word or mean night as a noun or as an adjective, but as a verb, the pasuk says haboker he'ir. In Hebrew, there was ha'ir. Yeah, ya'ir shachar. Yeah, what is it coming to tell me, right? And okay, and by the way, I want to tell already now. What the Gemara will say later is as follows: The moment of or halachically, when the light comes, anybody who davens vasikin knows, or daven vasikin, or you for sure, what the halachically the morning starts before it's light. It's not light yet. When you before vasikin, alois shachar, there's no significant light at all. The day breaks by nates, right? They waited until nates, and then they left Yosef's house. That's the idea. In order not to go at night. That's what's called a boker. It was already boker. Boker halachically is ready from Alois, for many things, yeah? Even b'diavad for Shachris, b'diavad, yeah, b'diavad, yeah. Yes, Alois is already daytime, as we'll see later, for sure, halachically. Not the Shiyakir and Vasiki, but the actual day halachically starts by Alois, not by Netz. Once the day came the second stage of Netz Chama, the light's there, boom, the Guf Chama is already there, then they left Mitzrayim and headed home. What is it coming to tell me? That comes to tell me the halacha, the Eitz Toivo slash halacha of Rav Yehuda Amarav. The Rav Yehuda Amarav, la'olam ikanes odom b'chitoiv, the Yeitze b'chitoiv. A person should always enter b'chitoiv, the Yeitze b'chitoiv. Ikanes b'chitoiv, you should go in b'chitoiv and go out b'chitoiv. You should go in when it's daytime, before nighttime, and you should always go out only when it's already daytime by night. Let me ask you a question. The order is wrong. What do you do first? First you go out of your house, then you go in. Yeah? What do you mean? First you go in and then you go out? Says Rashi, Toises, Machlokes, Rashi, Toises. Very, very nice Machlokes. Rashi says that the chashash of why should you go at night? Why is it so dangerous and bad to leave your house and travel at night? Says Rashi, Poshut, at the end of the Ramasach B'chitoiv, Mipnei Achayus, Mipnei Listim, unknown area. You don't know the area, you don't know the roads, you don't know the area when you go somewhere, and therefore, when you're in an unknown place, there are listim you don't know, chayes ras you don't know. You're not in your hometown. You know, people who live in dangerous places, right? They know where not to go. Yes, we know not to go, not to drive to Ramallah. You can have some, a very, very naive American tourist. I think Ramallah is a very cute place. No, it's not. Yeah, you can make fun of me. I would go to Harlem. I wouldn't know, right? I'm saying get stuck there also. Each one to his own. Therefore, says Rashi, listen to this very much. L'shitosoi, yikonis bechita means to the hotel. You're going to a base maloin. You're going to a foreign place, to a place where you're going to be in a hotel or something like that. Yikonis bechitoiv. Make sure you travel to the hotel when it's still daytime. Stay in the hotel with all the chayes rois and listim and all the gangster mishiganes they're out there. Stay safe inside. Because in unknown terrain, go out of the hotel, go out of your place of hospitality. Bechitoiv. Toises argues on Rashi, and Toises says in Dibur Maschi Lechonis Bechitoiv. He says already the beperek hakoines mashma Dibur Maschi Lechonis Bechitoiv. Already the beperek hakoines mashma the time of shu mazikin. Ooh, the reason mazikin are everywhere. Mazikin are spiritual forces, demons. I don't know what they are. Scary. Nothing to do with gangsters or bad animals or I don't know what shikorim in the streets. The Mapik Lotzim Lo Tetrish Me Pesach Beisoi, and that talks about Mitzrayim. In Mitzrayim, Hashem told them, "Don't leave your house, become shumazikin." Obviously, Leil Pesach was, mazikin. Kamazir, the Mekim Neosim Mishnah Shul Mashchis, Ulefi Zes Toises. Says unlike Rashi, we're not dealing dafka with a guy that's about to go to the hotel. Even if you're home, even if your starting point is home, don't leave home in your own city, in your own area. You start driving out of town, even in a place known to you, there are mazikin. It has nothing to do with knowing the situation, being street smart. The mazikin can get you anywhere. According to Toises, the order of coming in and coming out is wrong. This is true. The fact that we spoke about going in and then going out, it's a stylistic thing. It's very nice. Lefita says, wherever you are, stay home. Even if even your own known terrain, mazikim. So Kodesh Yitzeh doesn't matter where. Rashi says no. Rashi says in your own place, he's not concerned with mazikin. Rashi, it's only chayes rois, physical damage. Chayes rois, whatever, bad people, gangsters, highwaymen, they exist today also, and therefore don't leave them alone of an unknown area at night. That's what says, don't go out, go into the altar b'chitoiv and go out b'chitoiv. Very nice. Meisivi, another question too. Yeah, let's see. Another question. Ksiv, it says, Meisivi, excuse me. This is what David HaMelech says about how tzaddikim will be treated la'osid lovoi. And what's the prediction of David for the tzaddikim lo'olam haba? It says, uke'or boiker yizrach shemesh. Yeah, ke'or boiker, like the or boker. Again, in the Havamina, what do we think? Light equals morning as a noun. Or is boker, and the sun, Losid Lavoy, will shine to the tzaddikim. Same question, Alma. What do you see? Alma O Yemamahu. Another attack on Rav Yudah. You see O equals boker. And the answer is not this similar answer to before. Miksiv or boker. Is it giving you a noun to just define the noun? Is it a dictionary? No, it's not. It says uke oir boker ksiv. Ke, we didn't say ke before, as the light goes on, as the light shines more and more, gradually more and more, yeah, ksiv, so too it will be lo sid lovoi. What does it mean? Vachi koma. That's what David Melech says about the tzaddikim. Uke'oyer boiker ba'olam hazeh, ken zrichas shemesh letzaddikim lo'olam haba. Which means, oyer boiker ba'olam hazeh, we said before, what's oyer boiker? Which stage of the day is it when it's already lit? Nates. Yes. Nates in Olam Hazeh is when it's pretty lit, you can see the sun. So too zricha, ke'en zricha shemesh letzadikim lo'olam haba, which means so too will be the early morning for tzadikim lo'olam haba, which means nowadays zricha shemesh is by nates. The tzadikim in Olam haba, their morning will start early. Already by Alois Shachar, they'll have full light. I don't think it means physically, it means spiritually. In other words, yeah, there'll be so much goodness, so much beauty, and so much light from Hashem to the tzaddikim that the light that we see today that's weaker, we have very, very, very dim light in Alois. In Nates, we have real light, yeah. The real light that we have in our world will be there dark in Olam Haba. In they're kind of, in between the early morning in Olam Haba. Now that's Rashi. Tosfos says differently. Tosfos says all boker means all the way to noon. Tosfos wants to say all means from Nates all the way to Tzoraim. Yeah, by us, all boker by lunchtime, it's a very big or, right? It's mamish fully lit. There'll be the morning in Olam Haba. Similar to Rashi, but from a different angle. The light of tzaddikim l'olam haba will be extremely strong and potent and big, like our big light will be their small light, or their small light will be like our big light, whatever. It will be very big, but it doesn't mean bokir means or. It doesn't mean that, and therefore we are good with Rav Yudah. May be a third question. We all know the pasuk that describes the creation on the fourth day. It says vayikra Elokim la'or yom. Oh, that's very hard. That's a hard one. That's much worse. It's a much worse attack than the other attacks. What does it say? Look, black and white. Vayikra Elokim la'or yom. Hashem named. What does the word yikra mean? To call. We think now it means he named. Hashem named. Hashem gave the or name yom. That's bad news. How can you say it means nighttime? Right? He says Hashem said dictionary of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, or means yom. Alma. Or Yamalahu. Bad news. Yeah? You can't say or means night. Means or means day. And says the Gemara, Hachi Koma. That's what it means. Lameir uba kro yoim. Oh, as I said before, Meir uba means before it's fully lit. What's Meir uba? Guys, what does it mean, Meir uba? Gradually gets lighter, brighter, brighter. When does that happen? Between Alois and Nates. As the light, the beginning of the day, Yom, which is true. Halachically, Yom starts by Alois, even though it's not lit, but there's a tiny, tiny bit of Ayelas HaShachar, and it gradually goes brighter and brighter between Alois and Nates. Already then he called it Yom. Don't think Yom means when it's all full or, even when it's dimly but strongly and strongly gets brighter, already then it's called Yom. And halachically it's true. Yom starts by Alois before the Nates. Elamata, but that poses a problem. because the next part of the pasuk doesn't fit in. Ela me'ata, according to you, v'lachoshech kor olayla, lamachshi chuba kor olayla. According to, if all means becoming gradually brighter, yeah, then choshech means gradually becoming darker. What is seemingly, although not really, what is seemingly the equivalent to the beginning of the day between Alois and Eitz at night? Ben Hashmoshes, between Shkia and Tzesek Rechovim. Are you saying that? Are you saying that when it gradually gets light between, I don't know, 4 o'clock and 5 in the morning, you call it light, already day? Are you saying that the other end of the stick of the horizon between Shkia and Seis is already called Laila from Shkia? Is that so? Because that's what you're saying here, and that's downright wrong. The Kaimelan, we know from Sefer Ezra, we're going to say the Pasuk soon, the Ad Sesek Rechovim Yemamahu. That's factually, halachically wrong. It's not true. All the way from Shkia to Tzeis in considered day. Let's look at the pasuk, which is very easy to detect in Rashi, the first wide line in Rashi. It says, it says Ezra, but building Beis Hamikdash, they worked so hard. Ezra said, we worked the entire day from Alois, good, not Nates, Alois, until Tzesek Rechovim. So you see, until Tzesek Rechovim is what? Is daytime. So if you want to tell me the gradual part is day and the other gradual going down, darker, is called already night from Shkia, it's not true. Because it's daytime when Shkia is still called daytime until Tzetzek Rechovim. And I'm sure a lot of people feel very uncomfortable here because we all keep mitzvahs, Baruch Hashem, and we all know that that's not true. Why? Because we think that from Shkia to Tzeitz is a suffix. And we don't treat it as day, not for mincha, not for tarsa mishpacha, not for anything, right? Shkia is still called, is already called maybe day, maybe not. Oh, look at Tosfos. Let's go down to Tosfos. I'm not going to read all Tosfos. We don't have time. We really don't have time. You can look at the Tosfos your own free time. V'hakai Malan. The second to last Tosfos. Tosfos is something very, very nice. The MS between Shkia and Tzeis is for sure what? Daytime. Meaning, we know that daytime lasts until Tzesek Rechovim. Yes? Abazoi, we with our naked eyes, with a lack of knowledge, says the Gemara in Shabbos Lamed Gimel Lamed Daled, we don't know when Tzesek Rechovim is. We don't know how to define Tzesek Rechovim. And that's a huge difference. Every Yid has to know the difference between Alois Nate's business to Shkia, Alois and Nate's and Shkia and Seis. Alois and Nate's, we're certain. There are questions about tefillah. It's a question about Zman Tefillah, Yakir, and all that. But we know 100% when is Alois. And when Alois starts, it's called daytime. Yeah? Elamai, nighttime is different. Nighttime between Shkia and Seis really is daytime, but we don't know when Seis is. We don't know if Seis is 13 and a half minutes, 15 minutes, 18 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes. You want to be Chazonishnik. Yeah, that's a suffix. 72 minutes for Benutam. These are all sfekas for us. But the Torah knows that it's really day till Seis. That's what breaks the formula of the Gemara. If you're telling me that pum 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 going up is all called day from the beginning, then boom 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 going down is called what is called night already from Shkia. That's not true. Nighttime is not Beshkia, right? And we actually know that too. We know you're not supposed to daven Ma'ariv Shkia. That's all. Mikveh, no women normally go to mikveh before Tzeis, right? Or B'dikas and all that. Why? Because for sure, we know that you have to wait till Tzeis. We don't know when Tzeis is. But the etzem, daytime is still Tzeis. And thank you, Ella. Let's just finish this and then I'll hear your questions. Ella hachikoma. Therefore, in order to defend or view, we have another answer. What does it mean, likro, in English? Can you translate? My English is not so good. I'm Israeli. Yeah? Likro means to call or to name. We thought it means he named the day or. Now we say no. Kal means he called him. Hashem summoned. Hashem summoned him and invited Hashem called the light, upak they commanded him, and he told him, you will be in charge of the day. Hashem called the reality called dark, yeah, darkness, and said, you'll be in charge of the night. It has nothing to do with the beginning, it doesn't have to do with anything, yeah? We're not defining, again, we're not saying or equals day. No, we're not saying that. We're not saying the word or equals yom. No, we're not saying that. We know physically that it's lit by day, right? Unless you live in Siberia or Norway, right? Hashem said to Mr. Light, come and be in charge of the day. So calling does mean naming, which would be a problem for Rabbi Yehuda. Means he called him, you come out, yalla, yalla, come, 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 come. Come, Mr. Or. Rashi says very poetic words. Interesting. He says, listen, the third wide line, Kol Hashem Yom, Kol Labria HaMeira, Shebor Mehoid Mata Levushay. This is Rashi in Halacha, talks like Agadita. Yeah, the creation he created from the hoid, yeah, from the inner beauty. Hoid is inner beauty of the garments of Hashem, whatever. Or is a very heilige thing, and he said, "You'll be in charge of the day." Yeah, but he didn't name him. He didn't name Mr. Yom. Oh, that's good. So now Rabbi Yosef is happy. Rabbi Yosef can maintain what he said. The or means Laila. Okay, fine. It's time to. Thank you very much. Tomorrow we'll continue. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. Tomorrow continuing. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry to do this already. Thursday night, I will not be able to be here. Really, really sorry. There's a commitment already from a long, long time ago. Neither was Shabbos. So Sunday, maybe Sunday will start a bit early, but see you on Sunday. See you tomorrow. No. See you tomorrow. Yeah, the Amud Beis, Yirat Hashem. Then see Yirat Hashem on Sunday. We'll continue, and tomorrow hopefully we'll have already more Pesach relevant sugyas, maybe or on Sunday. Okay, but as much as we can, we'll follow the order of the Masechta. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying the Pesach business here. We'll be back to Shabbos and time Hashem. Thank you very much. Atzlocho v'roch chosh koyach.
What connection of Yosef